Okay, thank you, Lasha, and thank you, Massimo, for the invitation. I'm very happy to be here, and our presentation, it will be divided in two parts, but we skip some of the slides because already many people talk about the beginning of these ideas. And I just want to mention that we started to talk about this thing more than 45 years ago. And we organized our first World Conference in 1986 in Spain with about 40 national societies. And after that, with the Rome Consensus, which started in 2005, we organized a second World Conference, again in Spain. Spain is very, it's in our heart, it's always happy to help us. And we have more than 60 national societies. The conclusions, I think, we can go. This is the Rome Consensus has the intention to try to find the ways on how to promote humanitarian policy about drugs. And that was a real problem for many people, as Massimo said. A lot of people in the Western countries, a lot of well-developed national societies, they were not happy with what is a humanitarian drug policy. We talk about international humanitarian law, or we talk about disaster law, but not the humanitarian drug policy. And what it was important is we tried to have an idea what is happening in the world, in the Red Cross world. And we traveled extensively. We visited many countries and we organized meetings all over the world. And we discovered what's going on the humanitarian drug policy in the Red Cross, Red Crescent movement. I think the next one. The intention was to create a human attitude in support of people with drug disorders. We mainly focus our action for those who are struggling with their addiction every day. And the primary objective, it was to save lives, alleviate suffering, and maintain human dignity, and how to decrease the harm of people and communities affected by addictions, and to make a global call to governments and other institutions about this. And I think we succeeded to create a big expectation and to put at the center of the discussion what's going on. But as I said, it was a long process. 121 Red Cross, Red Crescent national societies, they signed the Rome Consensus. And as a conclusion, after 5 years working together and discussing all of the things, we realized that we need a platform. We need probably to invite the social society, to invite other people. It's not only the Red Cross, Red Crescent who has to discuss about drugs. And that was a big conclusion. And that's why this is the first step of the Rome Consensus 2. But Romana will talk about this. I just wanted to mention that this idea of the platform is a key idea. We don't want structures then we have a lot of people with power. We need that the power will be in the hands of all the participants. And Ricky yesterday asked us, what makes sense on the Rome Consensus 2? And I was thinking last night, and I think, let me to give you an example. If you have a problem with the kidney, maybe you need a new kidney. If you have a problem with the heart, maybe you need a new heart. Well, about brain is more complicated. But if you need lungs, what to do? And a medical team was thinking about the process. And the process is when you have a new kidney or new heart or new lungs, the window is 8 hours. 8 hours. From the time the people died, they check the body, they extract the organs, they send this to the place, they identified the suitable people to receive this, and so on. But these 8 hours, it will be reduced probably because of all of this long process to maybe 2 or 3 hours. This is critical. And what the medical team did, they invite the experts of the Formula One race, the people who drive Ferraris and so on. And they said, how you can do it better? Because you, in 10 seconds, when you stop, you have 10 seconds to change the tires, to change the spare parts, and to put the fuel. And they went and they worked with the medical team on how to reduce the time, to maintain the quality, and to save lives. I think that makes sense, Rick? Okay, I finish. Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar. And then we move to Romina.
Thank you,
Romina.
Lascia. So my name is Romina Marchionne, and I'm the new entry compared, to Oscar, who has been here since the, foundation of the Rome Consensus. I've been working as the international project coordinator of this initiative since 2020, so it's about 3 years now. And so what happened during the last 3 years? Of course, 2020, 2021 were not, easy for us and for any organization, but the pandemic did not stop us. So we did what we could. We did a lot of, advocacy, online sessions. We did online training. So we tried to keep things going on, but of course, if you imagine, we relaunched the Rome Consensus 2.0 during the fall 2019, and then the pandemic happened in March 2020, so it was kind of a bad timing, but we did our best to keep, going on. In 2020, 2021, we joined the CND in Vienna, but of course, as you all know, it was online, so it was, not effective as it was during 2022 and 2023. In particular, 2022 was really a year to remember for the Rome Consensus initiative. During the CND in Vienna, we received some very, very powerful and significant endorsement. First of all, from the WHO Director General, who joined one of our side events, along with the UNODC Executive Director. And also Minister Fabiana Dadone, who is now the former Italian Minister for Youth Policies, who had a mandate on drug policies, along with Dennis Huber from the Pompidou Group, Council of Europe, joined the side event that our task force promoted, and they declared to support the Rome Consensus initiative to promote humanitarian drug policy across the world. So this was very, very meaningful, very powerful, and so 2022 kicked off in the best way possible for us. Then, in May 2022, a delegation from Villa Maraini and the Rome Consensus joined the ISUP Abu Dhabi conference about uniting the global community to face the challenge of addiction. It was a great opportunity to do, of course, some networking after, being away from in-person conferences for so long. And then in June 2022, the Italy's head of state, Sergio Mattarella, visited Villa Maraini for the first time. And this was, I mean, as you can imagine, a very, very, very significant, event to us. And this happened around World Drug Day. So it was even more powerful to have our Italy's, head of state visiting Villa Marini. During the fall of 2022, in September, a delegation again of the Rome Consensus II Task Force and Villa Marini joined a group of experts on drugs, the meeting organized by the US State Department in Iceland. And then again in Vienna, they joined an intersessional meeting at UNODC. And then in London, in October 2022, one of our delegation, along with PTAC, joined the launch of the PTAC UK chapter, and the Rome Consensus II initiative was presented at the UK Parliament. Again, fall 2022 looked very busy. We were very happy to send another delegation to Malaga, Spain, to join the ERNA General Meeting. We had Mauro, the president of ERNA, talking about these organizations, so you all know about ERNA already. And then, thanks to the Nomad Institute, they are one of the most active members of our group since the relaunch of the Rome Consensus in 2019. So the Nomad Institute sent an invitation to the president of Colombia to ask to join the Rome Consensus and basically to sign the statement. So the invitation was well received by the chief of the presidential cabinet, who sent back an appreciation letter about the initiative. And this led to have the president of Colombia, the Minister of Health of Colombia, joining one of our side events in Vienna last month. So 2023 is looking good so far. Knocking on wood, we have been involved in several events to promote discussion and action to spread humanitarian drug policy principles, including this summit here. And of course, we, during the CND this year, we presented 2 side events. In collaboration with the Italian government, the Colombian government, ISUP, IDPC, UNODC, PTAC, TASC, DPNSE, MENARA, and the co-founders, of course, of the Rome Consensus. So we are keeping advocating this initiative in several other international meetings and in local communities. But of course, the next steps that we will discuss tomorrow during the afternoon session, there will be the plenary parallel session on the future of the Rome Consensus here in the Sala Solferino. So the session will be presented by Reverend Martin Diaz, co-founder of the Nomad Institute. And the session will include, the action plan for 2023-2026, advocacy goals, communication and resource mobilization, roles and ownership, and we hope to outline the expected outcomes. It's very important to have you, joining the discussion, so we really hope that this will be, a very, active table. We look forward to, hear from you, because we really want you to participate in the, future of the Rome Consensus. So what can you do in the meantime? If you haven't done these yet, please sign on the statement. It's on our website and it's available in several different languages. Please help us to spread the word. We're part of a big network along with Red Cross, Red Crescent, and several other organizations from the civil society. But as you know, it's never enough. We have several initiatives going on that you can check on our website and social media platforms. And please, join tomorrow's sessions to find out how to become a Rome Consensus ambassador in your country or region. Here's some resources that you can check out later. There's another video that it's similar to the, same format as the one that was presented by Philip Garcia earlier, but I guess we don't have much time left now, but I will make sure to share the link with everyone. We have our newsroom in the website with many articles about the Rome Consensus Initiative that you can, again, check out later. And I would like to thank you very much for being here and for your attention. If you have any questions, if you would like to receive the material that I mentioned during the session, this is my email, so please email me and I will send you the links. Thank you very much.